All right, so I have to tell you, it's a pleasure to be here, no doubt. But you know what? With Booth alumni, when you get introduced, all of us who are Booth alumni have these long list of accolades. That's what makes Booth so awesome, right? So a few comments before I start the speech. First of all, Dean, two thoughts for you. One, your leadership of the business school, because I watch this kind of stuff. And I don't know if you guys saw a recent ranking that came out about the best value, number one, right, of all business schools, Booth, right? I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that his background is accounting, I don't know. But I will say this, Dean, my daughter, who just finished her honors in managerial accounting, she just got an A. So I was like, you better get an A or I'm in real trouble. Avner, your 99-cent, like to the left, frickin' so true. I couldn't emotionally get anyone off the 99-cent Kraft Singles cheese slices that I worked on, so I completely get it, right? So, look, I am just thrilled to be here. My talk is about purpose and this notion of what role purpose has as a disruptor in today's business world. But before I start, let me be very clear about something. This is not some frou-frou, she kind of weird shit, business marketing shit, okay? I am a firm believer, so I'm so proud of Sanjay. I know he's not here tonight, but Sanjay Dhar has been a huge influence in my life. I guest lecture in his course now. It's my 30th year of guest lecturing in his course. I have so much to thank to him, to Booth, and of course Dean Davis, who I know is not here tonight, but oh my God, this man is amazing. I've got some stories, but anyway, we won't do that tonight. Maybe at the bar if anybody's interested. But let me be clear. When I talk to marketing students and I ask them, what's the definition of great marketing? And I get the typical loyalty, blah, blah, blah. No. The definition of great marketing is replicable, profitable share growth. Okay, let's be clear. And how do you get to great marketing? By monetizing predictable human behavior. I know it's not sexy, baby, but that's what it is, right? So what I'm about to present to you today is the right thing to do, not just because it's important, it's what people expect you to do, and it drives results, okay? So let's begin with the business landscape of today. It has massively shifted. And consumers now, more than ever, are expecting that companies live out their purpose and their brand values. We're seeing a distinct shift in how consumers' attitudes, values, behavior, not only in how they think about brands, but how they think day to day about what companies they want to choose to invest in. As current and future business leaders, it is essential that we really recognize these shifts. There are three of them, these shifts, that are happening at the same time. The first is the rise of the conscious consumers, people who don't want to just buy brands, they want to buy into their brands. They want to buy into the values of what those brands and companies stand for. Second, the rise of the engaged employees who are seeking meaning alongside salaries and money in their work. And they want to work with those brands and those companies that hold their ideals. And then third, the rise of the impact of investors, both individuals and within Wall Street, who want to invest in those kind of companies that do good. Both consumers and prospective employees alike want brands to have greater impact in this world, to help solve the biggest challenges, the stuff that, keeps us up at night, wondering about what is the future really going to hold, whether you're young and you want to live on this planet, or you're older and you want to give away the planet in good hands. They're increasingly buying from and working for purpose-driven companies that align with their values. And in the era where corporate social responsibility is now top of mind for most businesses, this is a trend that's here to stay. It's not a fad. There was an interesting study in 2019 by Porter Novell Cohn in which 90% of those surveyed believe companies must act to help social and environmental issues. And 75% will do research to see if a company is being honest when it takes a stand on issues. They want you to walk the walk. Brands need to push the envelope and refrain how they show up to act with purpose. Because purpose, like digital, is disrupting businesses at its very core. So businesses have a choice: either adapt or be made obsolete by this new reality. And I'm excited to speak to you today, to all of you, about how Pernod Ricard is doing just that, adapting to the new reality, carrying out our purpose, and marketing for good. So let's talk about purpose before we do that. What is it? I like to think about purpose as establishing a higher order goal for our businesses that unites and clarifies our ambition to serve our financial targets, as I mentioned before. To put it another way, purpose is our why, our reason for being, our true north. It's a compass defining what we stand for and what we stand against, not just in times of crisis, but every single day. Above all, purpose is about taking action. Now, the great news is that good purpose and doing what is right is good business too. Let's take a minute to bust the prevailing myth that good purpose is only about being altruistic, because trust me, it isn't. There are many brands outside of the spirits industry who have excelled in their marketing, and they've really understood how to really elevate their brands for good. And there's two I want to talk about, and they're very diametrically opposed. One is Dove, and the other one is Harley Davidson. They actually have an ad that says, I never let my wife ride my bike. Well, at least not until she's 18. Okay. I'm not the target. For Dove, let's start there. We can assume that our brand lover is mostly comprised of females who want to feel empowered and value natural, healthy products. Now, Dove got to their insight around real beauty by asking a very simple question of all women globally. And the question was, do you think you're beautiful? And only 2% of the world's population said yes. The remaining 98% did not. Dove made it its mission to help women around the world raise their self-esteem and realize that real beauty lies within, making a mark and changing the beauty industry forever. In its efforts to broaden beauty and their standards and allow women to celebrate their own beauty, Dove co-founded a Crown Coalition to advance anti-hair discrimination, legislation that called the Crown Act, which passed in the House in March. The impact of the brand has not only been on women, but also on the entire beauty industry, and is by far beyond one that would have expected from a soap product. And the business outcome for Unilever, we all know the numbers, has been outstanding and a role model for all marketers. But now let me shift gears. Let's talk about Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson, now this is where we have to assume who the brand lover is. And noteworthy, the brand lover are these individuals who consider themselves to be rebels. They love adventure, they want freedom, they don't answer to other people, they only answer to God. Okay, how do you have purpose on a brand like this? Harley Davidson has done an amazing job to celebrate these rebels in all of us. Now, just last year, Harley Davidson launched an inspiring campaign that really was trying to address a very important business problem that they were having. They were becoming less relevant. Their target audience, no offense, white males, were getting a bit old. So the brand was getting a little dated. So they needed to make the brand relevant again, but through its purpose of giving these rebels freedom. And so they created a campaign to really close the gap between religious freedom and the safety for Canadian Sikh Harley riders. They made turbans more inclusive within the biker culture by designing impact-resistant turbans that Sikh riders can actually wear with pride and peace of mind. It's an incredibly powerful story that led to the Canadian government changing their laws. Let's roll video and watch what they did.
Tying a turban, to me, it's more than just a fashion statement. It's a whole heritage. It's your freedom to express yourself, your identity. And that's what riding is to me. Being on an open road, feeling the wind on you, it's just freedom. It's been a long time coming that the turban law finally got passed.
Having an option to wear the top turban is amazing. It's the best of both worlds. You've got the safety aspect of it. I'm actually very excited to see how they pulled this off.
Tradition is really important for a product like this. So we brought in a Sikh consultant.
When Sikhs used to ride into battle, they used to have chainmail, and then they used to tie their turbans on top of that.
And so we took a look at some plastic options to be able to create a chainmail-like matrix that would be able to be incorporated into the traditional feeling turban. So the Dyneema is used in bulletproof clothing. We started to look at some non-Newtonian foams. One of the really exciting aspects to the foam is that it hardens on impact. So it really helps dissipate impact and protect the rider.
Well, when I first saw the tough turban, it really blew my mind in terms of the technology that they were using.
But it's very flexible. There's no rigidness.
Yeah, this is cool.
I honestly would probably forget that I'm wearing it.
It feels like a regular turban I would tie every day.
Bikers kind of always stick together, and it's an identity, and wearing a turban is an identity.
It's nice to know that we are cared about.
This makes us feel part of the Harley family.
Now it's purpose in building a business. Very inspiring. So as you can see, whether it's Harley Davidson or Dove, they've both used purpose to really transform their timeless brand stories. And their campaigns have garnered incredible and very impressive results, proving that doing good is really smart business. Now, as of last month, the Crown Act and other similar legislation has become law in 15 states prohibiting discrimination based on your texture and hairstyle for Dove. And according to the Drum, because of Harley Davidson's Tough Turban campaign, 87% saw Harley Davidson now as more favorable, 85% more innovative, 83% as more inclusive, and 85% likely to consider buying a Harley. Much like these two campaigns, Pernod Ricard brands have shown that the link between being purposeful and driving business results is irrefutable. I'm going to talk about Absolut Vodka. You know, Absolut Vodka is as much of a cultural icon as it is a brand. One that started movements and embedded itself as a part of culture, and it's been introduced, it was one of the first premium vodkas introduced into the United States. Now, the purpose of Absolut has always been about the power of inclusion. We've made it our business to help those who felt disenfranchised, who didn't have a voice, to feel included. Absolut's devotion to taking on issues that really matter was the cornerstone of one of our recent initiatives called Sex Responsibly. This initiative was trying to raise a very overdue awareness around the very critical issue of consent when it comes to sex. An issue that our industry, the alcohol industry, has not taken seriously or addressed, but had the power to change. So what was the result of us doing so? Well, the consumers began buying Absolut and buying into Absolut again. In the 12 months since we launched that campaign, we saw the value growth of almost 2.5 points after this business had been declining over 20%. Now, authentically believing in and acting on this issue for good purpose and good business, you gotta walk the walk, as I said before. So let me show you how not only we walk the walk, but I walk the walk. Could we play video? As a child, I was assaulted by a drunk man, and the misuse of alcohol led to abuse in my first marriage. These experiences fuel my sense of responsibility and my urgency to act. And it's why we launched #SexResponsibly within my first 4 weeks on the job. For far too long, perpetrators of sexual assault have used alcohol as an excuse or a tool to commit their crimes. As chairman and CEO of Pernod Ricard North America, I have had the opportunity to drive change. And for me, changing the conversation around alcohol and safe, healthy, consensual sex is one of the most important things we can do. It is time for our industry to stand strongly against the misuse of our products and to declare, in solidarity with victims and survivors of sexual assault, that only a yes to sex is a yes. So while at while at Pernod Ricard, we have turned the coin, not just return on investment, but this notion of return on responsibility. And what that means to me is that I, as a leader, as a CEO, have a personal responsibility to give back everything I've been given to all the people who think they cannot achieve much themselves. And our return on responsibility philosophy is more important now than ever. It is not just about winning market share, it's about winning the future and shaping how you want that future to look. We owe that to our consumers, our customers, our employees, and most importantly, our society. This becoming a tipping point for how we respond during times of crisis. We needed to reinforce to our key stakeholders that as a company, that they can trust us, that we're an organization that lives up to our values every day. This meant pushing boundaries and leading the spirits and wine industry when it comes to making progress around diversity and inclusion goals, as well as achieving our 2030 goals around sustainability. You see, Pernod Ricard, our purpose-driven strategy doesn't stop at the doorsteps of our corporate offices. We're also committed to being creators of what we call conviviality. This is the moment where magic is unlocked when human beings come together. We want to take a stand on any issues that threaten people coming together in safe and responsible ways. So I'm heartened to see that Pernod Ricard will continue to set ourselves apart from our competitors and connect deeply with every stakeholder that matters and really tackle the critical issues that really face society today. I'm going to give you one example, because a lot of people ask me, when you've been such a victim of alcohol abuse in your life, why in the hell would you run an alcohol company? Because I want a seat at the table. Because I know what it feels like. And I want to make change. And I'm very proud that in one of the latest trillion-dollar packages that the government has passed, we were able to keep legislation in that bill called the HALT Act. And this is aimed to eliminate drunk driving by including advanced drunk driving prevention technology into new vehicles. Additionally, as a partner of the Foundation for Advancing Alcohol Responsibility, called responsibility.org, we are proud to be a part of the campaigns that have worked to produce 29% reduction in underage drinking over the past 10 years. Living up to our brand values, this extends to how we market our alcohol to our consumers, as you saw with Absolut. As a global wine and spirits company, we have to acknowledge the potential dangers of our products if used irresponsibly. I have said many times publicly, if you are going to use our brands as a weapon for violence, we don't want your business. Pernod Ricard ensures that we are always promoting responsible drinking because that should be something that you truly enjoy and not feel that you're going to be attacked. In October 2020, Pernod Ricard announced the creation of an initiative called Engage Responsibly. It was an initiative to combat online hate speech through the education and action. We've since donated this piece of work that we pioneered in the industry to the ANA, the Association of National Advertisers, which is implementing in collaboration with GARM, the Global Alliance for Responsible Marketing and Media. The industry-wide effort is designed to harness the power and reach of big brands and social media, their platforms, to engage and empower small and medium-sized businesses and consumers to take action against online hate speech. Engage Responsibly promotes responsible social media dialogue and behaviors and uses social platforms, their tools, for reporting online hate speech so it can be eliminated. One of our newest responsibility campaigns is a pilot program that we are developing in partnership with responsibility.org and Safe Nights LLC. The goal of the program is to help all cities in America allow people to enjoy nightlife and feel safe from violence, harassment, rape. We should all be allowed to be safe when we go have a good time. We piloted this program in Dallas, Texas, and will now be launching it across cities in America. This allows cities to commit to creating policies and procedures and training staff in all restaurants and bars to receive a certification that allows consumers to see I'm walking into a safe establishment. As results of the pilot are coming in, we hope to replicate this across the country, as I said. Each initiative and partnership we have had helped us, again, put our actions and our words to continue to really inspire and live our values. As I close, I'd like to leave you with this. When finding your purpose, don't be afraid of being creative. I believe creativity is the oxygen to growth. Not just growth of your businesses, but growth of humanity. Not just marketing creativity, but really thinking about creativity at the business level. Creativity creates curiosity and learning, and creative cultures will insulate businesses from disruption and continue to adapt to what matters. In today's world, good does matter. So do it authentically. Advance your business and the society and the business you serve. Being here today at University of Chicago and at the Booth School is a privilege and an honor. This place made me who I am. Tomorrow, I am going to be inducted, and I don't like talking about this, but I'm going to say it for this reason. I am being inducted into the Marketing Hall of Fame by the American Marketing Association. I will be the 17th inductee. And anyone who says that Booth is not a great marketing school, screw them. Because we are. Thank you very much. It's an honor.